ZA, Joe here. Today's story. I thought I had a monster can waiting for me to drink. So upset now. I don't have any more monster to drink. I have to go out. Okay, I have to look at my notes. This is another Dorney Park story. Dorney Park 6. Let me check. Handy dandy notebook. Wow. Sounds like Steve from Blue's Clues. Alright, we talked about the wet ride. I saved that kid. I met those girls. Okay, so this story. Oh, this is a good story. Okay. So excited. God, when the hell was this? I hate doing that. I can't remember these things unless I think hard. I told the story 1,000 times about me dropping my mango chapstick at that Japanese hibachi place next to Dorney. And that was the same time period that my brother convinced us all that that one log flume thing was a dry ride when it was actually a wet ride, and we start cursing the hell out of him, and I called that little girl a whore on accident. And for those of you who haven't heard those stories yet and just heard me say it now, you're probably asking yourself, what the hell does he do at Dorney Park and Wildwater Kingdom with his brother and friends? Well, that's just a little snippet. Random times. Was that 2011? 2010? Let's say 2010. I really don't remember. It was 2010 or 2011. I don't want to hurt myself thinking. So, it was the same time period. I know I keep saying that, but my brain is thinking, screw it. I don't care. Some year. The early years of the new decade. There you go. So, my brother did not want to go on Thunderhawk, which is a horrifying wooden coaster that was built in the 20s, I think. Oh my god, it shakes so much and you think you're going to die on every single turn. And you hurt. Your neck hurts, your back hurts, your waist hurts, your legs hurt, your knees hurt, your hips hurt. Everything hurts when you get off this ride. But it's an experience and it's been there since the 20s and you just have to suck up, deal with it, and go. Brilliant. I can't wait for the 100th anniversary. That's going to be insane. So, Matt and Zach want to go in a car because it's 2 people per seat in a car. And I am by myself, alone again. I don't know what's going on. I had a little bit of food when I got home, and I'm all of a sudden really hyper. So, this couple from God only knows where the hell they're from. Indiana, Indonesia, Oklahoma, I don't know, somewhere. Illinois, Indiana or Illinois. I'm gonna say Indiana. They went on in front of my car, but then their teenage son didn't have a partner to go on, so I looked at the parents and I was like, he can come with me if you want. I was like, I'm just going by myself. So the kid looks at his parents and they're like, is that okay with you? And the kid's like, mm-hmm. So then, I don't know, he might have been like 15, but he was like shy. It's like awkward shy. You know, like how I'm like not awkward or shy at all. Like I could talk to a tree for an hour and be perfectly fine. Like this kid was the complete opposite. So I'm sitting on the cart with him. His parents are talking. Matt and Zach are talking behind me, and I'm like, I'm Joe. He's like, I'm Calvin. And I'm like, that's a cool name. I haven't heard that before. And I got really excited because I never met someone who's named Calvin. That's an awesome name, Calvin. It's like Calvin and Hobbes. That's the only place I knew Calvin from was the comics. So, we're talking. And he's like, you know, nerdy looking. Scrawny kid. No meat on his bones. Big t-shirt. It was beige. It was a beige t-shirt. I remember this. I don't remember what color his shorts were, but I remember he wore socks and sandals. And I wanted to kill him. Because don't do that. There's nothing worse than... Alright. Socks and Crocs in general. Don't wear Crocs in general. But, so I'm talking, I was like, so where are you from? I swore he said Indiana. So a little chit-chat. And then I'm like, you ever been to Dorney before? And he's like, no. And I was like, oh my god, dude, bro, it's insane. I'm going off on how awesome it is and blah blah blah, this and that. So and it was really hot that day, I remember. And we get at the top of the coaster, and I'm like, all right, just prepare yourself. You're going to get hurt. It's a very old coaster. You're going to get hurt. It's like, okay, I got this. So we go. We're both, laughing, screaming, jumping in our seats, of course. And afterwards, after the abrupt stop, he looks at me, and I'm like, does it hurt? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, told ya. Welcome to Dorney Park. I felt like the greeter. I wish I owned like Dorney. That would be so cool. I became the spokesperson for Dorney. I talk about it all the time, even in my non-designated videos. It's great. It's like one of my favorite places to be. So we get off the ride, and I'm like, all right, it was nice seeing you, nice meeting you. Have fun, dude. Like, bro, totally, have fun, live it up. Dorney's so awesome. And I was like, yeah, cool. That was it, really. But then when we were done in the dry park, me, my brother Matt, and Zach were done in the dry park. We went to the water park, as tradition goes, and we're on line for this giant slide. And everyone who's been to a water park, the stairs are like diagonal, but in a square, basically a square tower. The stairs go up and around and stuff. So we're at the top of one of these things, one of the slides, and I look down, just check out, who's there, who has cool tattoos, who has a redneck, stuff like that. I'm judgmental like that. To myself, of course. And I see Calvin and his parents, and I'm like, yo, Calvin, what's up? And then everyone looks at Calvin. So for this shy kid to get so much attention by me screaming, yo, Calvin, what's up? Thinking that he's like someone of importance for me to be screaming, Calvin, what's up? So I'm just looking at him and, trying to figure out who he actually is, realizing he's just some kid. But he just gives me this smirk, and he's like, hey, Joe. And I was like, yo, did you go on Talon yet? My favorite coaster. And he's like, no, not yet, man. And I was like, oh, bro, you gotta go on. It's so awesome. And he was like, yeah, it's just too hot right now. And I'm like, dude, I totally understand. So I'm talking to the parents a bit, and then we go down the slide. I never see him again, but I don't know. The little things that stick out that, I had a lot of fun with that shy kid. I sat next to him for a solid 3 minutes, and I screamed down a flight of stairs just to talk to him. I doubt he remembers me. Who knows? You never know. Calvin. From Indiana. Or Illinois. Something. He was a cool kid. Calvin, if you're watching this, message me. Because I want to talk again. You were pretty cool then, so I'm pretty sure you're pretty cool now. Hopefully. Unless you, became weird and, grew an extra head or something. No, I still want to talk to you. Alright. Stay now, bro.